Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Steve with Real Progressives. It's a beautiful night out here in central Pennsylvania. I decided to try and do a little bit of it by the waning sun as it goes to set across the street from me. And, I wanted to talk about income inequality for a minute because I think, unfortunately, we have gotten a lot of people out there who don't understand modern monetary theory, who don't understand the things that Ellis, myself, Joe Firestone, Stephanie Kelton, any of the other names within the modern monetary theory school of economic discussions. and when we talk about income inequality, we oftentimes talk about the fact that taxes don't fund spending. People hear that because naturally people that are tax fetishizers believe that the only way to solve income inequality is through taxation. They don't realize that taxes, when they're deleted, literally do nothing for the person at the bottom. So what we MMTers typically refer to as the ultimate in income inequality solutioneering is the federal job guarantee. The reason why the wealthy in this country have gotten as wealthy as they have is largely because you and I have been forced to spend our own money to survive, things that would normally be covered by our government. Our government has stopped spending on the 99% and has instead forced each one of us to go into private debt. Our private debt then becomes the income for the wealthy above us as they receive interest on our borrowing. So what MMT folks say, this is not what MMT says. This is just what people who understand federal financing say. We come back and we say, yeah, sure, we should tax the rich just for the sake of public policy, for the sake of making a statement about what our values are. However, just like an algebraic equation, when you're doing algebra, there's something called order of operations. You have those things in the brackets, you have those things with a minus, the multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, all that good stuff. Well, they're done in a specific order. You can't just do them in whatever order you feel like doing them in. And if you believe that you need to tax the rich before you can spend on the poor, then the poor are always going to suffer because that's always a war that the rich are willing to fight. And guess what? We're not in a position to win that war and win the war for health care, and win the war for a federal job guarantee, and win the war for paid family and medical leave, and win the war for free college, and win the war for expanded Social Security, and win the war. Do you see what I'm saying? When you think about that, and if you expect, in order to pay for those things, that you've got to tax the rich because money grows on rich people, if you think our federal government requires an income, then you're going to let lots and lots of people die. Lots and lots of people suffer. Lots and lots of people go without unnecessarily. So when you hear us talk about this stuff, it's not that we are not for solving income inequality, quite the contrary. We are absolutely for solving income inequality. We recognize, because see, we're smart like that. It's kind of one of those things that's a style thing. We aim for intellect. We aim for being correct. We don't aim to have our fist in the air. We aim to win. And by winning big, what we do is we focus on the fact that the reason why the wealth gap has grown this way since the 70s, it's gone whoop. The reason why it's done that is because of our need to go into private, unsustainable debt. Debt that drives the whole economy down and makes the wealthy the only ones that prosper. This is the financialization of the United States and, quite frankly, the global economy. The global speculative economy has left us behind. What MMT folks are saying is enough's enough. Money doesn't grow on rich people. We need to serve the public purpose now. But there are some people who are hell-bent on this idea that we need to tax before we can save lives. Think about what I'm saying. They believe that in order to do these things, they must tax first. That is a sign of someone who doesn't understand economics. It is also a sign of someone whose fetish for taxes is more important than saving lives. And that, to me, is nearly unforgivable. To me, that is nearly unforgivable, to be that boneheaded, to believe that taxing the rich comes before saving lives is unforgivable to me. It is an unforgivable, ignorant statement once you've been taught. Now, if you still don't know any better, you've never been exposed to this, it's kind of like that kid that doesn't know the truth yet, so you don't want to sit there and beat him up. So what I'm here to tell you is this. Federal taxes don't fund spending. So since federal taxes do not fund spending, why in God's name would you make people die so you can get a nickel out of the rich? Let's spend on the people now. Don't you want your kids to be able to not go around with a big metal noose tied down, pulling them to the ground where they're dying from frigging student debt because the only way they can get a job to survive is to get this freaking degree that costs them huge amounts of money before they ever have their first job. And they're walking around a slave from the minute they leave college. To me, that is unconscionable. And it's preventable. But these tax fetishizers in our progressive midst, these people would let them suffer. They would let people go without health care, all in the pursuit of rich people's tax dollars. The thing that the rich want more than anything, folks, more than anything, they're already rich. They want to feel important. They want to feel like you need them, I need them in order to do great things. So they can sit there and say, well, I don't approve of giving money to those people because they might use it to buy the pot. They might use it to buy the pot. They're on the pot. So we got to drug test them. So the idea here is screw the rich. You really want to stick it to the rich? Take away the one thing that they don't have a right to, and that's our adulation. That's our need. Oh, please give us your money, rich people. Oh, rich people, please, we can't survive without it. The United States government does not require an income. It is the dollar producer. It is the dollar producer. It creates the dollar. So why is it that you want us to feel like we've got to grovel before wealthy people, to beg them for their dollars, to pick them like ripe apples right off the tree? Oh, Mr. Rich Person, thank you for this dollar. Oh, thank you for that dollar. We're so grateful for you, Mr. Rich Person. Thank you for letting us live today. We thank you so much, Mr. Rich Person. How wonderful. Income inequality starts by making sure that the people at the bottom don't have to go into private debt, fattening the wealth. Then all of a sudden, the share of GDP is going to go like this for the wealthy, and it's going to get back to normal. But people that don't know any better are full cups. They go, la, 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 must soak the tax, soak the rich, soak the rich. You've heard it. I know you've heard it. And there are people running around, fist in the air. They got these really edgy T-shirts, really, really cool T-shirts, you know, with the megaphone. Yeah, fist in the air, tax the rich. Whatever, right? It's cool. Cool dudes, man. Makes for great T-shirts. But the people at the bottom need something. And it doesn't come in the form of taxing the rich. You want the poor to survive. You want the poor to do well. Let me tell you, the answer to that, as I said in Washington, D.C., as Ellis has spoken about, as Pavlina Cherneva has spoken about, as Stephanie Kelton, Warren Mosler, L. Randall Wray, you name it, all of us has spoken about this, is a federal jobs guarantee with a living wage, not a dirt wage, not a slave wage, a living wage. And for those knuckleheads who try to jip me off this, the knuckleheads that want to talk about robots and want to talk about automation and stuff like that, we're not talking about Eugene V. Debs. We're talking about the modern era, folks. We're talking about providing work that is based on the local community and what they value. What does the local community value? Do they value raising your children? Well, damn it, if they do, you can get paid for it. If you don't understand that we're not talking about makeshift dig a ditch, fill a ditch, dig a ditch, fill a ditch, push a piece of paper, all this shit, we're talking about local areas deciding what the public purpose is and meeting the needs. A federal job guarantee eradicates involuntary unemployment, and it eradicates the need to rush down to the payday lender to get more fat stacks. Do you all understand what I'm saying? If not, we're in trouble, because this is what we're up against. We've got a lot of well-meaning people in the progressive community that believe that we need to tax the rich in order to pay for things. Pay for things. Folks, I can't take the idiocy anymore. We need to get the momentum going so that we can push this out. It's not going to happen because some neoliberal decides, wouldn't it be nice if we helped the poor? No, they're going to come back and they're going to say, we're going to raise the minimum wage by $15, up to $15 an hour. How many of you have worked for $15 an hour? How many of you, better yet, have worked for $15 an hour and have had no benefits? How many of you have done that? Let me assure you, as noble as that feels, that is truly like falling down into a creek and having the water right here, and they say, we're going to lower the water on you. So they lower it right here. And you're like, I can't get my nose above the water line. I'm still drowning. I'm still dead, right? But damn it, we felt good doing it, didn't we? Oorah! We did. We moved the needle. Power to the people. This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to help the poor, really fucking help the poor. The way to do that is a federal job guarantee with a living wage, all the benefits, Medicare for all, paid family and medical leave, free college, on and on and on. And then you will see wealth inequality go. So when people say that MMT doesn't support fixing the wealth gap, tell them they're a fucking liar. Tell them that they have forsaken all value to society because they've lied. And the only thing that's unforgivable in this world is a fucking liar. It's the only thing that's unforgivable is to be a liar. And MMT clearly is the only one with a legitimate answer, a legitimate program, a legitimate answer to income inequality. The only ones. The only ones. And then these people saunter about, we're going to raise taxes, we're going to pay for things. Now, they may be well-meaning, as we've stated before, but they're 0% correct. L. Randall Wray says, forget taxes for income, for a redistribution. First of all, taxes are deleted. So we got to wake people up to the fact that when they say this stuff, they're not solving shit. They're not solving anything. The answer is to spend on the 99%. And guess what else? Just so we're on the same page. As they start talking about debt ceilings, as they start talking about what we got to cut, first of all, you need to know the country is not broke. Second of all, you need to know that there is no debt scare. It's a lie. Third of all, what you really need to understand is that we don't need to find money to spend on this. We don't need to cut money from over here to spend on that. We simply spend. And we spend on the things we need. We don't sit there and allow anyone to ever lie about the nation being broke. You never allow them to get away with a lie, ever. You slap them down where they stand. You never let them lie. You never let them lie. Because those lies kill people. It's not good enough to be a nice person. It's not good enough to be gentle about this. When you realize that lives are on the line, you don't need to be kind and sweet about it. Oh, excuse me, sir. Will you please stop killing people? Will you please stop killing people? I want to be sweet and kind. I want to say it in a way that you'll hear me just right. I want to make sure that your feels are good. Please let your feels be good. I want your feels to be good. That man over there is dying, but it's more important that you feel good. I want you to feel so good. Please feel good. I don't want my words to hurt your feels. That guy over there is dying, but who cares about him? You got to feel good about what I have to say. When people are dying, people are freaking dying. And it's time for people to wake up to people are freaking dying. When you realize that, you will stop being complacent. It is complacency that allows people to die. Complacency. Oh, I don't want to learn about that economic thingy. That economic thingy. That's that thingy. The economic thingy, right? It's the thing called saving lives, and it will help you look in the mirror and feel good about yourself when you realize that you're responsible for saving lives. If you're not interested in saving lives, the things I have to say are going to be of no interest to you at all. And you can always tell who's interested in saving lives and who is not interested in saving lives. When the Black Lives Matter folks grabbed the microphone out of their hand, you had all the conservatives going nuts. You mind your manners. You got to mind your manners. You can't be so disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. And think about it. For the very, very few comparatively that die from police shootings, compared to the people who die from suicide because they're broke, compared to the people who die because they are malnourished or they don't have heating in their home, they're living on the streets and they're destitute. How many people die because of economic conditions? When you start putting that into your pipe and smoking it, and you realize how many deaths are out there, you realize that the BLM folks had it right all along. You don't sit there and cower to power. You take the mic from them and you say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. The system's rigged, big deal. If you're not going to take action, who cares? If all you can do is say, let's burn it down, you're not an answer, you're a problem. The truth is right there for the taking. The answers are right there for the taking. Step up. Do something about it. Stop just holding hands and walking around with signs. Do something about it. This stuff, you can write your senators, you can write your local representatives, you can write the president, you can write the local newspapers, you can write Tom Hartman, who, by the way, had Stephanie Kelton on. You can write all these people. You can write Jenk and the other sellouts. You can write to all these people and demand that they cover this. But they don't cover it because we're too busy trying to be sweet and kind. Too busy gentling it. Too busy being sweet while people die. That must be a kind of privilege I don't understand. It takes a special kind of privilege to let them die because you need somebody to be gentle for your feels. Because you don't realize that your ignorance about economics is literally lethal to someone else. This is super important to me. I think it should be super important to you. You want to see change. You want to see income inequality change. You want to see people stop feeling desperate. You want to see them stop sizing up a noose in their basement and friggin' stretching it out to hang themselves. Let me tell you something. The power is in your hands. It's in our hands. Remember that? It's in our hands. Not me, us, all that stuff. Well, who cares if we're united? If we're united supporting neoliberals who believe we got to tax our way to prosperity. There's nothing wrong with taxes. Taxes are extremely vital, but they don't come first in order of operations. In order of operations, in the equation, the first thing you do is you save lives. You stop the bleeding, you stop the misery, and then you worry about all your fetishizing. But I'm telling you right now, a federal job guarantee will do more to solve income inequality and save lives than any single tax you can dream up. That, my friends, is called solutions-based politics. If you want to go around flailing around, talking about deep state and burning it down and shit like that, knock yourself out. I'm going to bore the piss out of you because I'm all about solutions. But if you want to actually make a dent, I'm giving you manna from heaven. And it isn't my manna. It came from the people that did this stuff. They learned it, they taught it, and I'm here to tell you as a progressive, as a real progressive, I'm done feeling like, well, we fought the good fight. We fought the good fight. No, we didn't get anything that we wanted, but damn it, we fought for it. We fought a hard fight. We really took it to the man. We marched our tails off in place. March, 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 march. Well, I don't know why the system's rigged. Why are there so many poor people? Well, if there was a God, God would never allow this to happen. Oh, God, why did you let this happen? And then you look in the mirror and you realize, oh, I thought MMT was stupid. I thought it was stupid. I didn't want to learn MMT. It's just a theory, isn't it? It's just a theory. The modern monetary theories? It's just a theory. Well, I'm here to tell you, I just answered every one of your questions about income inequality in like no time flat. So I'm asking you to take action now. Write your congressman, write your senator, write your local community, anyone that will listen. Write your school board. Write your church. I don't care. Make people aware. Mike Sionato will be coming on momentarily with Draft Bernie aficionado Nick Branya. Folks, enjoy it. He's a great guy, and Mike Sionato is going to be taking it to the house. With that, I'm Steve Grumbine. Have a great night.